brain, it's Barndoor brain. Skew it up, boys, these RBGs be insane. Big brain, it's a Barndoor brain. Every time we hit ready, it's already the game.
Hey guys, Barndoor here. I want to talk about some tips and tricks on how to climb in Arena in Shadowlands in this first PvP season. What we're going to do today, we're going to talk a little bit about some gameplay. We're actually going to get into a little bit of commentary. We're going to watch some games together. Going to talk about positioning, how to trade, when to trade, a couple different little tips and tricks, and we're also going to be getting into what add-ons that I run in Arena, all the different add-ons, what they do, what you can see, what information it helps you to know while you're fighting in Arena. And so just a short little video today, just a couple things. We'll be able to hopefully learn from it, hopefully grow, and we'll all be able to keep pushing towards our goals, whether that's 2K, 2100, Gladiator, whatever it may be for you. I want us all to reach it. So we're going to keep pushing for that. Without further ado, guys, no beating around the bush. Let's get into that gameplay. Hey, so guys, this is the first gameplay we're going to get into. It's actually us playing somewhat of a mirror versus another DH warrior, this one as a holy pally. We're going to stop it a couple times. We're going to talk about a couple things, but I'm going to let you guys watch it along with me, and we're going to talk about things that we did well, and maybe something that could have done better, look back in retrospect. One good thing you want to do as an arena player every time you are trying to improve, you want to go back and you want to watch not just your wins, but you want to go back and watch your losses, and you want to see where did it go wrong, what did we do, did we overlap cooldowns, and then even your wins too, you can always learn so much. Okay, what did we do that we were able to beat this team? Right? What did we do that we were able to kill the Druid? What did we do that able to kill the DH? Right? So, without further ado, let's get into it.
DH right. Yep, they're coming at you right away. Fear this. I spear this. Big damage here. Big.
Okay, so here's the first talking point I want to talk about. If you look at our opener, right, the gates just opened. We run right in. We drop Kyrian. We've got I-beam. We've got big damage rolling. You can see that the warrior actually popped his avatar as well to try to get in damage, but our warrior was already a step ahead of him. Dropped that Kyrian. The healer is the healer's a little bit off screen. He is still in line. But the issue right now is I'm popping off, my warrior is popping off, and we have to trade. They have to trade some big cooldowns. You see, Blur's already been traded out. Die by the Sword, I believe, comes out here in a second as well. And so that's one of the big first things I want to talk to you guys about when playing as a melee cleave, as a DH comp. Against another melee cleave, you want to get the opener. You want to get the damage. You want to put the pressure on the enemy team. You want to put the pressure on the enemy team before they're able to put the pressure on you.
Big damn. Big
cap heals?
Sack.
So here's another thing, right? Here's another thing that I want to point out. So I see, as we just talked about, we've got the opener, we've got the pressure, right? So my next priority is we already pulled some cooldowns from the warrior. I want to pull more cooldowns. So immediately, the second I get done with my I-beam, I'm going to turn around and I have a big in cap, right? Getting a CC chain started onto the healer. What that's going to do is that's going to force even bigger cooldowns. And you can see we've already got Sack has been used, Blur has been used, Warrior is blade storming. Now, another thing to note, as we got it paused here, you can tell my healer is sitting a stun. He's at about 60% health, and this DH is popping the hunt while the warrior's blade storming. My healer is in trouble for sure. Now we are we have got the pressure on, right? So we've got the healer who's going to be in CC for another 3 seconds. So this is a prime time to get some cross pressure in. And one of the best ways to relieve the pressure on our healer is to have more pressure than they do, therefore causing them to peel out.
Get on heals, get on heals. Oh no, this is a big trouble.
I double stun, double stun.
Kill the warrior, kill the warrior, kill the warrior, kill the warrior.
Yep. I stun warrior on this. I can hunt him right now.
Okay.
No, I got stunned. So here is a point in the play that you don't see many people say. This other warrior or this other demon hunter made a very, very good play against our team. He stunned me on my hunt. Now the warrior did have ignore pain up. That's a look at this. That's a giant ignore pain shield. Jesus. But the warrior's sitting at about 50% health. And I'm ready to cast the hunt. Now, this other demon hunter did get a stun on my hunt, which was very clutch. Otherwise, this warrior was in super big trouble. But I just wanted to show you guys. And then, so you remember how my healer was in big, big trouble a second ago? Well, if you look, and we're going to get into this when we talk about the add-ons, but if you look right up here, he did have to trade out that pain sub. He didn't trade out Trinket. He didn't trade out his big bubble, but he did have to trade out the pain suppression. So that is one thing to keep in mind, that we do not have pain suppression. You always want to be tracking your team's cooldowns. That's one of the big things. And when we get into our add-ons to talk about this one right here, it's very good to be tracking your own cooldowns and the enemy team's cooldowns. So that way you know where you are versus the enemy team. Have I used more cooldowns? Have they used more cooldowns? So let's keep going.
Hit the DH, no, hit the DH, hit the DH.
Yep.
Disarm this. Got the damage altogether. I stun here. Stunning. Weird. Can you aim cap off that? Kill.
Okay. Let me rewind that really quick. A lot of things happened in there, and I want to make sure you guys see it. So let's go back to here, right? So what's going on is we've got we've got pressure on this demon hunter, and you can see through one of my other add-ons that his blur is on cooldown. He cannot blur, so there's no way he has it up right now. He's got no cooldowns rolling on him as well. Otherwise they'd be displayed right here. So, and he's at 50%. Immediately to me, I see the healer is in a full storm bolt. This is the time to trade. This is the time to go hard. I do, however, see that my healer and I are stunned. So if I sit this full stun as well as my healer, Arist, my warrior, is going to be taking a little bit of damage. But the best way, as we said, to counter some of the enemy team's damage is to counter pressure them as well. So let's get into this. And I'm going to stop this again along the way so you can see exactly how we trade this.
Can you aim cap off that? Kill.
So there's a lot of stuff going on the screen right now. It's a little bit busy, but we got him to, what, 5% health? And that Demon Hunter was a smart Demon Hunter. He knows he's not living if he doesn't press Netherwalk right there. So, but this is a good point to see where you notice a weakness in the enemy team. You see Netherwalk being traded out. That is the Demon Hunter's, that is a big, big immunity. But you also see the Hpal panicked and pressed Divine Shield at the same time. They traded out both cooldowns. Now, whether it was necessary, whether it wasn't necessary, I mean, if the Holy Paladin didn't trade it out, maybe he sits a full CC chain because you can see he doesn't have a trinket over here. But what we see is that we pull almost all the cooldowns out of these guys, and in my head at this point, I'm thinking, yo, it is time. This next go, the next time we catch these guys without cooldowns, it is over. It is lights out. I am ready to push.
Yeah,
He divine shield. So
Another wart's down. Kill this guy. Kicked out. Watch our priest. Watch our priest. Intervene. Stay by me.
I'm drop down here.
Okay. So at this point, what I'm seeing is that they are getting a little bit of counter pressure on us. They were able to stabilize after that. The Paladin traded out his Divine Shield. The Netherwalk was used. They were able to stabilize and get a little cross pressure on us. My healer, great play right here. He somehow knew that the Hodge was coming onto him. You can see he's sitting a full 6-second Hodge. He knew, but he already, before the Hodge, dropped the barrier on himself to increase his healing. Now, I am on top of him. We're trying to peel a little bit. We're trying to do what we can to cross pressure. But as of now, I see that my healer's sitting a full Hodge, but he's in a barrier, so I'm on top in case I need to press my darkness, but I'm not immediately pressing it because I don't think he's going to die in just this 6-second stun. But if he starts taking a massive amount of damage, I will trade it out. I reverse it. Okay. Also, right there, you see, as I said, I did recognize the healer was in immediate danger. He did pre-bubble, but he was sitting a full 6-second Hodge without a trinket. When you're running reverse as a Demon Hunter there, I mean, I run reverse for the Hodge, right? So there's nothing I can reverse from the Warrior or the Demon Hunter. So if he Hodges my healer, just trade out reverse for it. It's an easy trade. You see my healer never took any more damage. He sat in the barrier the whole time. And my warrior is actually, so he's at about 60% health right now, but he would be at a lot less health if this barrier wasn't there. So we get full value out of the barrier, and we get value out of the reverse as well. Yeah, I'm on warrior.
Kill here?
Yeah, kill, please. Dark.
That was his dark? I can drop dark if we need it. I feel like I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it on top of it. Yeah.
I'm on the DH now, okay?
Okay. So as I said, right, when you go back and you watch vids, you see your VODs, you see things that you do right and you see things that you do wrong. This is an example where, their team is getting trained. Their Demon Hunter drops his very last cooldown that he has. Remember, we got Blur, we had Netherwalk that he used as well, and Darkness. This Demon Hunter is out of cooldowns, 100%. He pops the Darkness. His team is standing in it. They're doing their best to stay alive. I saw my team was dipping a little low, and I got a little scared. In retrospect, going back watching this vid, or this VOD, why do I keep saying that? I shouldn't have dropped Darkness in this time. It was not needed. My healer was able to get us both topped off. But in the moment, right, going back watching the VOD is a little bit different than the way it feels in the moment. So, I'm not above telling you guys, yeah, I messed up. I shouldn't have pressed Darkness here. And when you guys go back and you watch your VODs, you can't just sit there and just rag on yourself. I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have darked here. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have pressed hunt here, right? You have to remember that it feels differently when you're watching the VOD, and it feels differently when you're playing the game. So sometimes bad plays, mistakes do happen. Best way to deal with that, sorry, I can't talk, is to recognize it, learn from it, and move on. So we'll keep playing here.
I'm disarm full. I can CC here in a second. You ready? Sun and Pally now.
Yep.
Kill DH now. Kill DH now. Now.
I ain't cap off of it.
Perfect. Kill.
Have a door off of it.
Okay, so last time I'm going to stop this here until the end of the video. What you can see here is that we were able to get big pressure onto the Demon Hunter, which is great. We already know he has no cooldown, so he's 100% the kill target. He is, I think the Warrior still has Die by the Sword back up. The Holy Pally, he's got some cooldowns for him as well. But the Holy Pally got Storm Bolted. That allowed us to get that initial pressure on the Demon Hunter. And then immediately after that, you see this little icon right there. What's that? That is the priest Door of Shadows, as my buddy EJ calls it, the drive-by. Basically, it's just a micro CC that the priest can cast onto the enemy heals. What he did was, in order to connect, right, I was telling him that I was going to in-cap. In order to connect the chain of the Storm Bolt and the in-cap, because I was stunned for the little, like, microsecond in between, he did the drive-by to drop his little, I believe it DRs with fear, or I'd call it a fear, the little Door of Shadows CC in between, so that way it goes Stormbolt, Door of Shadows, in-cap, right? And this way, we're able to completely train the Demon Hunter, and at this point, you can see my priest right here. It's hard to see, but you can tell he is purging this blessing of protection from the Demon Hunter. So he's at 20%. He's taking a lot of damage. He has no heals right now. His heals is sitting a full 4-second in cap with no trinket. To me, this is, I've got, my eyes are getting big, and I'm in it for the kill.
Up. It's off.
I got it. I'm deathing him.
No, pod. And there it is. We get the kill and we secure the dub. Okay, so a lot of things done right. You know, some things done wrong, some things we can improve on. But overall, definitely a very well played game. This is one of the things that I would say be on the lookout for. Make sure you position correctly. Make sure that you we didn't talk that much about positioning in this game, but we're going to get to that a little bit in the next game. Make sure you position correctly. Make sure you trade cooldowns where it's needed. And one last little tip and trick. You see this thing? This little regenerating pod? When you kill somebody who's Night Fae, and they have a very specific, the Dreamweaver conduit, they will turn into this little pod, and they will heal themselves back up. And if you don't kill that pod, it will regenerate them back to full health and allow them to res in the arena. So, kill the pod. Guys, so that's it for this game. Let's move to the next. So, for this next game, I really wanted to make sure to include this because this includes a game against RMP, one of the most notoriously technical and hard to beat matchups. So we're definitely going to be going over a few things with this. Some things to keep an eye on with this comp are, as with the other comp, you want to get the opener. Against RMP, it's always very hard to get the opener, but the main thing you want to do against RMP is disrupt their opener. If you let any RMP, and when I say RMP, I mean Rogue Mage Priest. It could also be Rogue Mage Paladin, but when I'm talking about RMP, I'm talking about Rogue Mage Priest. If you let any Rogue Mage Priest get a full opener, it doesn't matter how many cooldowns you trade out, you let them have your way with you, you will more than likely lose the game. So without further ado, let's get into it. As a Demon Hunter, your job in the opener here is to get the rogue out. That's one of your jobs. You cannot always do it, but it is always want to try for it. So my path that I always take on this map, which is Ashmane's Fall, is I run directly to this pillar right here, and I pop my Immolation Aura so that I can get the rogue out in case he comes near me. But I run right to this pillar, so I'm out of LOS of anybody, and the rogue's gonna have to come around. And then I pop my Spectral Sight, and then try to position in a way to get them out.
In combat.
Rogue is on the left pillar.
Mage. Getting back, so I'll get rid of. Cleaning him up.
So right there, the job of a Demon Hunter against RMP opener is to get the rogue out. I communicate with my team. I let them know where the rogue is at because I know they can't see it at the same time I can. Now, it was... I don't want to say it was lucky that I got the rogue out because I saw where he was and I knew where he was going to try to circle. He was going to try to circle back around here to open on my healer because most rogues are going to want to lock down CC or they're going to want to kill your healer in the opener. So knowing that he's back here and he's going to take this path all the way back there to my healer, it was very easy to just instantly fell rush over here and try to get the rogue out. Very, very good. Another thing that I notice when we're going up against this comp is none of them have a trinket as well. They're all running the very specific relentless talent. So that's definitely something to keep in mind, something to know.
Got the rogue.
I'm kidding, fucking.
In cap.
They're gonna ring, they're gonna ring, they're gonna ring.
Stop the ring.
Go.
Double stun.
Okay, so a lot of things just happened right there, but let's break it down really quick. Let's actually rewind this because I want to go over this. So we're looking right here. The moment I see, and this is after I got the rogue out, I see the rogue going at my team. He is going at my team. But if I look, my Shadow Priest, my other DPS teammate, he's in a full cheap. My healer is in a full kidney. The only person that can stop anything right now is 100% me. If I do not stop these guys, they will get a full opener on our team, and we could potentially die. So my entire goal in this opener is disrupt, distract, disrupt, distract, do what I can to stop this team from having their way. I start that by putting big in cap. So for this, I spec into big. It's called detainment. Call it big in cap. That is definitely mandatory against a RMP, against any kind of good RMP. You're definitely going to need that lockdown. So I big in cap the rogue because I know he's got a full kidney. He's got a cheap as well. So he's ready to get damage rolling. And then I see that this mage is casting the Ring of Frost. I do not want to let him get the Ring of Frost off. So I'm going to run into the middle of the team. And I'm going to, or in the middle of these two, and I'm going to double stun them as well.
They're gonna ring, they're gonna ring, they're gonna ring.
Stop the.
Well, I'm going to kick the ring and then do the double stun. Sorry, I forgot the order of events here.
Ring.
Go.
Double stun.
I'm sapped. Blurred, just blurred.
So from here, a couple things happened. They still got the opener, right? They still got the opener on me. They swapped to their targets what they were going to do because I was the one disrupting them. I was the one who stopped them from putting damage onto my healer, putting damage onto my Shadow Priest as well. I'm not saying that that's exactly why they went. Maybe they wanted to go me from the get-go, but that's just how it went. So immediately I get kidneyed. He turns around and he kidneys me. Big damage is coming. The fire mage, if you look, he pops combustion. He drops the meteor. This rogue has been just laying into me as well. And if you notice, I can't see the other teammates. Why? Because this right here, this is called Shadowy Duel, and it basically makes it so in the middle of the match, I'm doing a 1v1 duel with the rogue, and nobody can see us. So I see that I'm getting Shadowy Duel. I see that I'm in a kidney, and both of my teammates are just full the entire game. They have been controlled. So I know that as much disrupt as I do, it is still up to me to keep myself alive in this opener. So it's hard to see because of my camera right here, but I'm able to get off a Trinket Netherwalk. Trinket Netherwalk is the only thing that's going to save me in this opener. No blur, no darkness. Trinket Netherwalk is the only thing that's going to save me here. I actually, if you look in my buff right over here, I actually procced my Auto Dark Legendary, which we talked about in the last guide video, is that I'm still running the Auto Dark Legendary. So, I am in a Shadowy Duel with the Rogue, and I have no trinket, but I am in Netherwalk, and I do have a darkness underneath me. The name of the game here is to stay alive, to CC this rogue, and stay alive until I am out of the Shadowy Duel. because at that point, I'm depending on my teammates to no longer be fully controlled, because they've been controlled for a good amount of time this match. So I'm depending on my teammates to no longer be fully controlled and to save me, basically to save my life out of this duel. It's my job to live till the end of the duel. It's their life to save. It's their job to save me afterwards.
Another. He dueled me too. He dueled me too.
I'm gonna grip you into this. Okay, never mind.
I'm a stun. Purge
I
combust.
think we
Let
go
you
red.
kick.
We could soften with this priest.
Yeah.
I'm getting him set up. Yeah, is that our dome?
No.
No.
They're down. That's their dome. That's Polly.
So, you can see there that we were able to live. My healer and my shadow priest were able to do everything in their power. As soon as out of that shadowy duel, they immediately were able to heal me up. They were able to help CC the other team, and they were able to keep me alive. Now, one thing you heard in the comms here that I want to point out is my priest is asking, is this their dome or is it ours? Because we have a disciplined priest. They have a disciplined priest. If it's our dome, we want to fight in the dome, obviously, so we don't die. If it's their dome, we want to walk out of it so that they're not fighting in the dome. Basically, just we don't want to fight them when they've got a giant cooldown rolling on them.
Full kidney.
So right here, if you take nothing else from this entire video, the commentary before, the commentary right here, any add-ons, if you take nothing else from this video, please pay attention to exactly what I did right here. Because this is the entire reason I chose this clip. This is the entire reason I possibly stayed alive and we won this match. Yes, spoiler alert, we won the match. Possibly the entire reason we won this, because I don't have Trinket, I don't have Netherwalk, I do have Dark, I do not have Auto Dark, but right here, what I did was I used my Metamorphosis and my big cooldowns, or my big Metamorphosis, my big leap, to leap across the map and get away from their team, because I see that the rest of my team is completely being controlled right now. I see my healer is in a full kidney. My Shadow Priest is sitting a full poly with another follow-up poly coming on him as well. My team is not in a position to save me. My Shadow Priest doesn't even have Trinket as well. My healer does in case he needs to use it, but I'd rather use my cooldowns than my healers. My healers are supposed to be used as a last case scenario or when I can't use them. So this is one of the positional things that I want to get into is that you see your teammates are CC'd. If both of your teammates are CC'd, chances are the enemy team wants to kill you. If you recognize that your healer's in a CC, the enemy team wants to kill you, why not just get out of there? You're not going to 1v3 their team. Just get out of there. Use your movement abilities. Use your meta. Use your soul shape. Use your fell rush. Get away from the enemy team before they turn and kill you.
It kicks out, then we go. Keep
Just
running,
don't let him.
See, you can see the rogue immediately turned around to look to kidney me, to cheap shot me, and I'm nowhere to be found, and he's just standing in mid like, what do I do now? He's across the map. We don't have our opener. And it was a very good decision, because if you look, the re-poly, instead of going to re-poly my Shadow Priest, he was able to get a full poly on my healer as well. So that was a full 4-second cheap, followed by an 8-second polymorph, followed up by whatever the priest may want to do after it. I see the priest right here. He pressed fade. He is probably running at my healer right now to get a fear off of this poly. They were ready to set up to just completely annihilate me 100-0 without my priest doing anything. Because again, right, say I'm in the middle of the map, I'm in a full cheap, he bombs me, I'm in trouble, right? My healer's going to trinket this poly, and then he's going to get full feared by the priest. So I'm on my own anyways. I would only be depending on my Shadow Priest to maybe swap me at that moment.
Reset. Don't let him reset.
I did it.
Planes on me, symbols on me. Do I got to first? I got to first.
I'm in a bomb.
Fear.
So right here, this is exactly what the enemy team has wanted to do to me the entire game. They want to turn, they want to bomb, and they want to try to kill me. But because of the positioning and the gameplay that we are able to play, look, my healer's right here. He's not in CC. The rogue has already DR'd some stuns, or not DR'd. The rogue has already been using his toolkit, his stuns, to try to stun everybody else in the matchup. So he does not, he's not able to lock me down in this bomb. Therefore, I'm able to just walk right out, and my healer's able to heal me. I don't trade a cooldown. We don't have to do anything. I take a little bit of damage, but ultimately, I'm going to be okay.
Shit.
You're fine.
And let me rephrase that. Not that we didn't need to trade a cooldown, because my priest actually traded dome in there. I didn't notice it when I was talking, but my priest actually dropped dome in there, which means he doesn't have to run into the bomb. I don't have to run out of it. I've got a dome over top of me, keeping me alive at that whole time. So just they pop a lot of cooldowns. We pop one, and we trade very fairly there.
Yeah, I am. I'm
Nothing?
rooted. Can you get my root and I can go healer now?
Incap
Mage right now. In cap.
Incap mage. Go. Mind games. Hunt. Yeah.
And there we go. We're able to take the matchup. The last thing I will say here is that EJ, who is the Shadow Priest, and myself, we have done a lot of games together. And without even having to talk about it, I know that if we are doing a go, if we are trying to kill somebody, he wants me to incap the off target, right? Which is why you see me turn and incap the mage, so he's not able to stop EJ's damage, and he's not able to disrupt anything that we are doing. And then obviously we were able to take the dub. We were able to stop the mage from disrupting anything. The rogue was sitting a full stun as well. And from there, it's just 3v1 versus the priest. The hunt, mind games. Priest has nothing else to trade out at that point. He's just dead. So overall, for this matchup, I want you guys to take away positioning, cooldown trading, and knowing when it is your turn to press, cooldowns on your team, and when it is time to rely on your team to save you. So that will be some of our commentary. If you guys like this kind of stuff, we can definitely get some more videos like this. If you guys want to let me know in the comment section, I may take viewer submissions and talk about your guys' gameplay. What maybe you did good, what maybe you did bad, what you could do better. So if you're a demon hunter out there and you want your video analyzed, leave a comment in the comment section, right? I'm not saying I will get to all of them. I'm just saying if enough people in the comment section tell me, hey, Barn, I really want you to check my video. I really want you to go over it. I love your content. Please, please tell me what I'm doing wrong. You know, I may make a video, may make a couple videos with some viewer games. So without further ado, that's going to be it for the commentary. We're going to move on, and we're going to go talk about our next section, which is the add-ons. So last up for my little add-on guide that we have on the back of this commentary video, I want to talk to you guys about, I'm just going to go into 4 PvP add-ons that have really helped me in Arena, and I think could help you too as well. So if you look right here, we've got a picture. This is a paused video of me playing an Arena against Rhett Hpal Arms Warrior. Definitely a scary comp. But my add-ons are able to help me track what's going on and able to help me feel like I'm able to trade and able to do things against this comp. The first one I want to talk about is this right here. We want to talk about Gladius. Now, there's another add-on out there that's very similar to Gladius. It's called S Arena. My healing priest EJ, he runs it as well. He runs S Arena instead of Gladius, and he swears by it. I think they're pretty similar. There are a few different changes. I've been a long time Gladius user, so I'm just a little stubborn to maybe change over to S Arena. But right now, if you're just getting started, you want something simple. You want something in the middle of your screen where you're able to track the enemy's health bars and all of their diminishing returns, their trinkets, their status, right? So you can see this Ret Paladin is disarmed. And you can see that this this Holy Paladin, he's on DR, which is diminishing returns. You're not able to stun him for the full duration for the next 14 seconds here. So I would recommend Gladius to anybody just getting started to Arena. And again, with these 4 add-ons, I would recommend these 4 to anybody just getting into Arena, whether you're a Demon Hunter, whether you're a Holy Paladin. These are things that you will help you to do very well in arenas and help you to know what's going on. The next add-on that I want to recommend here is right here. This is called Omnibar. OMNIBAR, Omnibar. What this is this helps to track enemy cooldowns. You can program in, and it's not really programming. All it is just pull up the panel once you download the add-ons, and you can choose which spells to track on all of your, which spells you think are important, which spells you want to see on your screen. I would say be a little bit more conservative. Do not track, if this is the first time you're downloading it, do not track every single ability that an enemy casts, because you'll have all of this just covered up, and you don't want that many things on your screen. It's too busy. You can't physically react to everything going on. So Omnibar, you can see, okay, both of these paladins have used their Hodge. They cannot Hodge me again for at least the next 12 seconds. I can also see both of these paladins have used wings. That just lets me know that I can play off of it. I know that wings are on cooldown. If I was scared about this Ret Paladin doing damage, wings is definitely something that you need to track. And then right here, I can see this little Divine Favor is what this is called. It's from the Holy Paladin. Basically, it's like an aura mastery that lets it so he can cast and he can't be kicked. Which is very important to track, I would say, because if you see this on cooldown, that means if he's going to cast a heal, you can kick it. You can interrupt it. With this off cooldown, you have to know that he's able to use this, and you are not going to be able to kick it. But that's our second add-on here. So Gladius and Omnibar is what we've talked about so far. The next thing I want to talk about is basically right here and right here. I often get asked about this on my stream a lot. It is called Big Debuffs. What it does is it shows the different statuses, very important things, right next to the target I'm looking at. So I can see this paladin right in front of me. He has wings still active. So I can see this, and I don't have to look all the way up here to his portrait to know that this paladin still has wings. He's still bursting. He is still very troublesome, but only 4 seconds left on it, so his wings will be down very soon. I can also tell with this warrior is sitting in defensive stance right now. I can tell that he's in defensive stance. One thing you definitely need to know, if you see that maybe he doesn't have defensive stance, maybe he's in battle stance, he's a good swap target. But he's in defensive stance. You do not want to swap to him while he's in defensive stance. And lastly, the last add-on that I want to go into right now that will help you, just different tips and tricks for the arena is right here. This is called Omni CD. Kind of like Omnibar, but Omni CD. And what it does is you're already tracking the enemy's cooldowns. You need to track your team's cooldowns as well. This lets me know that, hey, my warrior does not have his trinket. He does not have fear. And he does not have die by the sword. So if he starts getting in trouble, he does not have these abilities to press. He is relying on his team to keep him alive. He is relying on me to press darkness. He's relying on my healer, who already used, see, I can tell right here, he's already used his big barrier, but he's relying on my healer to use his pain suppression or to trinket and use pain suppression because he still has that available. So Omni Bar, Omni CD, Gladius, and big debuffs. There are other arena add-ons out there, but these are the 4 that I would recommend to help get started in arena. If there are any more questions, you guys can feel free to stop by my stream. I am streaming every day on Twitch at twitch.tv/Barndoor, BARNDOORR, so 2 O's and 2 R's. If you have any questions, you can feel free to stop in. Hey, Barndoor, I watched your guide. You didn't go over this. I had a question about that. Anything at all, feel free to stop by, ask me. Otherwise, I hope this video was informative for you guys. I hope you liked the commentary. I hope the add-ons are able to help you out a little bit. And, guys, I'll see you in the next one.
It's called the Barndoor Brain. We're just gonna zug, dude.
Big brain, Barndoor brain. Skew it up, boys, these RBGs be insane. Zug, zug. Big brain, it's a Barndoor brain. Every time we hit Betty, it's already good game.
Looks like we caught myself a Barndoor, rank 1. Always glad, always reppin' for the horde. Find him on his demon hunter, always up on Barn War. Rolling with the Barndoor boys, you know it's always time for war. And we'll get there on this barn train. Uber Eats, we on these streets, you know we eatin' hungry. Making meals about these ally bitches. Warm our luck, dropping bodies, leaving ally clumps of digits.
It's called the Barndoor Brain. We're just gonna zug, dude.
Big brain, it's Barndoor brain. Skew it up, boys, these RBGs be insane. Big brain, it's a Barndoor brain. Every time we hit Betty, it's already good